with no significant debt, steady profits, and more than 100% return from its IPO price. And that to all in only 3 months. Should you also ride the momentum or wait for the better entry? Let's analyze today Orient Technologies. Hello friends, today we will be doing a fundamental stock analysis on stock Orient Technologies. Recently listed stock on 28th August. The issue price of the IPO was 206 rupees, which listed at massive 40% premium at 275 rupees. And from there also, the stock has already picked up to its top of rupees 475 rupees, showing a very strong momentum. In this video, we will perform a complete stock analysis based on the company's business model and financial results. Here all the list of information that you will get from this video. First, company's business and revenue mix. We will check out the company's business model and segregation of revenue. We will check the company's past performance and position of business through various financial ratios and also try to forecast future outlook of the company. We will discuss also the major risk associated with the company's business model. And the last but not the least, we will do all this by the financial models over the Excel, which is powered by Power Query and advanced Excel formulas. So this is not just another analysis video. It's a full toolkit for understanding stock like a pro. Orient Technologies, a Mumbai-based company, specializes in IT storage and IT services. Over the years, it has built expertise in several verticals, which are cloud and DevOps, data management, and IT infrastructure, which include data center solution, end user computing, and tech support. So, whoever the IT guy watching this video, please help us to know these technologies in the comment section. So, let's check its clients. The company's clients include some of the most renowned businesses, contributing 99% of its revenue. A tiny portion comes from the international markets like Singapore as well. So, here is the segregation, like India contributes 99.2%, and these are the some other locations. Let's check out the company's revenue mix. As you can see, the company's IT and IT infrastructure product services contributes near about 50% of the company's revenue, and IT services contribute 22%. Cloud and data management services is about 25%. Now let's check out the company's basic key matrices presented over the screener website. So the Orient Technology is a small cap company which has a market capitalization of approximately 1700 crores, and currently the stock price is trading at 428, and as I've already mentioned, the stock has made its high at 475 rupees. Currently the stock price is trading at 43 PE and the book value is at 73.9. So both the valuation metrics is at very expensive level right now. Dividend yield is very much low, below 0.50%, and the ROC for the company is at 34% and ROE is at 27.3%. So these are the major key matrices for the companies. So by this we can identify the stock is trading at very high valuation right now, and the operation metrics for the company is also very impressive. We will check out these in detail later in the video. This is the report which I have already prepared from my end to save your time. I have prepared this report by the help of Excel Power Query and some Python codes and Excel macros. So this has already been done. Let's first discuss the profitability ratios. So if we check, first of all, the operating margin of the company is at 9% from the last 2 years. Earlier it was at 10%, and the net profit margin is at consistent 7% over the last 3 years, and return on asset is declining by 1% last year and 3% by last year. Our ROE is also at downward trend, which declined from 35% to 23% as of now. But I have investigated this. This is not due to decrease in the net profit, but rather it is because the increase in the reserves of company, which you can identify here in this chart. Like the company reserves have increased a lot. That is why our ROE is brought down. Moving forward, let's discuss the asset turnover ratios for the company. Asset turnover ratio is quite flat. There is no significant changes. And if we talk about the leverage ratios for the company, this is the debt to asset trend. This trend line of this chart denotes the debt to asset ratio. Currently, 36% of our assets are financed through debt, and debt to capital and debt to equity ratio is quite insignificant. So by this we can say there is very insignificant debt over the company. And interest coverage ratio, the company's operating profit is 28 times more than what its interest payments, which shows very strong solvency ratio. Moving forward, let's discuss the company's cash flow statement. So operating cash collection remains positive throughout the last 4 years, which is very good indication. And the company is spending heavily on the fixed assets and the investments which could signal preparation of big projects or either a lack of immediate expansion opportunities. After these spendings on fixed assets and investments and doing some financing activities, there's nothing has been left out of cash in company's end. Here I have a question for you. Do you think investing in other assets is a smart move or should the company focus on its core business? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Moving forward, let's discuss the company's annual sales performance. So if you can see this chart shows the sales trend line. This orange line shows the sales growth and this one shows the expenses. So here, as we can see, these two lines are quite parallel to each other. So our operating margin, as we have already seen, is quite intact at 9%, which we can see in this. The annual sales are on an increasing trend with an average 14% growth in the last 3 years. A standout growth was 89% here, which is in March 2022, this portion of the trend line. Let's discuss the quarterly sales for people who are investing for the short term investment. So the quarterly sales saw a 50% rose here in last quarter. Though the prior quarter we had decline of 18% here. If you can see, a major trend is towards the uptrend. After this, let's talk about the company's working capital ratios. So the debtor days is increasing from 84 to 95 days. This indicates that the average 95 days time it takes for the business to collect payment from its customers, and this 74 of days payable indicates that the average 74 days time the business takes to pay its suppliers. This shows that the company is taking longer to collect cash from the customers compared to the time it takes to pay its suppliers. This imbalance may put some stress on the company's working capital and cash flow. Thirdly, also you can see due to this, the cash conversion cycle is also increasing from 17 to 33. This shows that it is the time it takes for a business to convert its investments in inventory and other inputs into cash from sales. An increase from 17 to 33 days over 4 years indicates a slower turnover of working capital. This could result from delay in collecting receivables, extending inventory holding, and reduced efficiency in cash management. By this, I can observe that this is a negative development from the business end. So, what are the potential negative outcomes from this? Is that increase in cash conversion cycle means cash is tied up for a longer, potentially limiting the business ability to reinvest, pay liabilities, or handle unexpected expenses. Higher debtor days increase the risk of defaults or delayed payments from the customers, leading to financial instability. And if the business takes longer to collect payments but pays supplier faster, it may require additional financing to bridge the gap, potentially increasing the cost of the company. And ultimately, extended cash conversion cycle may lead to higher borrowing cost to finance operations, reducing overall profitability. So these are the things which we can conclude here by this metrics. But also, as we have already seen, that the company has already much of reserves in its account. So these negative impact can be offset by these reserves. But also, the company should manage these working capital ratios in the long run. One more risk that which I came to know, which I found out on the Mint portal, that the company is heavily reliant on its top 10 customers, and the loss of any of these customers or a significant reduction in these purchases would have a materially adverse impact on its business. So by this, you can understand that the major revenue is coming from its top 10 customers. So if one of these customers have left out the company, that will majorly impact the company's revenue and ultimate profit and the ultimate stock price of the company. So this is one of the key risks which I found over the Mint portal. Let me know in the comment section how much you think this is the risk for the company. And the second risk which I find out throughout my financial analysis is that like the company is increasing its reserves and focuses more on investing in other investment portfolios. It raises some of the questions like whether the company is planning something very big or struggling to find out new opportunities in its core operations to invest. Let's discuss the company's equity composition. The promoter is holding approximately 73% of the shares, and this much, approx 3.5% is under FIIs and 1.20% is under DIIs, and public investment is approximately 22%. After discussion of all the fundamental analysis of the company, let's discuss the technical chart for the company. Technical chart is very important to know the best time to get invested in any stock. So as you can see, the stock was listed here, and then in just less than 90 days, the stock has given approximately 65% of return, and now from its peak, the stock is down approximately 12%. But as far as what I can observe from the stock fundamentals, currently the stock has rise too much from its issue price. It has already given approximately more than 50% of return and currently valued at P of 40, which seems very expensive from my end. I believe like it is very much dependent that the current investor are very much bullish and optimistic for the upcoming results, and that price is already discounted right now. So if the stocks get a good result, then their upward movement is quite low comparison to the positivity of the stock results. But in anyhow, if the stocks does not present good results in next quarter, then the probability to go down is very high. My suggestion here, after my analysis, the people who already have this stock in their account should hold it in their portfolios, because on the basis of the strong financial results, and the investors who does not have this stock currently in their portfolio should wait to get it corrected and at least wait for the next results to check it out and then make their decisions. Additionally, I have more to discuss about the financial model which I prepared over the Excel with the help of advanced formulas, and here I tried to predict the company's financial results for next 4 years and next 2 quarters on the basis of the best assumption and estimates basis on past results. But discussing this also in the same video will make this video very long. If you guys are interested to discuss this financial model in detail, let me know in the comment section and I'll make a dedicated video on discussing this financial model and on what ground what I expect from this stock and what would be the next move. That's all for this video. Please subscribe my channel if you are interested in this type of content, and hit the like button if this video is relevant for you. That will motivate me to make these kind of videos. That's all for this video. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section. Till then, have a nice day and happy investing. Bye bye.